How's it going, everybody? A couple weeks ago, I made a video about proper push-up form, and one of the form cues I gave in that video was to not let the elbows flare out really bad. Well, a lot of you asked a really good question. How do you do wide push-ups if you don't let your elbows flare? So in this video, I'm going to explain proper wide push-up form so you can make sure you're doing your wide push-ups without risking injury. All right, welcome back to Minus the Gym, and really quick for anyone new to the channel, my name's Ryan. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I want to help you get in shape at home without relying on a gym. So if that sounds helpful to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now let's talk about wide push-ups. All right, wide push-ups are great. I love this variation of push-ups because they work the outer chest. All right, they're even engaging the biceps a little bit, but the outer chest gets some work, kind of like dumbbell flies at a gym. And another great thing about wide push-ups is that they are a good lead up to archer push-ups, which I'll explain in this video as well. Now, when we do wide push-ups, yes, we're going to abduct the arms out to the sides. And that's something, like I said in the previous video, that can put your shoulders at risk. But here's the thing. When you abduct the arms, I want you to focus on you're bringing your shoulder blades up and out, right? You're protracting the shoulder blades, and you're also upwardly rotating them. So when you get into position for wide push-ups, that's the first form cue you should think of. And what that's gonna do is gonna help keep the shoulder socket open, and it's gonna protect your supraspinatus from getting pinched by the acromion. But there's a lot more to it. In addition to that, the second form cue I want you to pay attention to is that you don't wanna have your hands like this with fingers pointed forward, all right? You wanna have your fingers pointing straight out to the sides when you're doing your wide grip push-ups. So both arms should be abducted and your fingers should be pointing straight out to the sides, to the walls, or whatever is to your side. The reason why we want to keep our fingers pointed straight out to the sides is that if you try to rotate at the wrist and you try to point those fingers forward, you're going to encourage internal rotation of the arm, all right? And we don't want that internal rotation. That's going to put our shoulders at risk. So we want to keep the fingers just pointed straight out to the sides. All right, form cue number 3 I want you to pay attention to in wide push-ups is that you want to keep a slight bend at the elbow. And that slight bend is going to encourage the biceps to be used. You're going to feel the biceps are getting engaged, as well as the outer chest is also being recruited. So when you do wide grip push-ups, if you're feeling it here in like the outer pecs, and you're even feeling the biceps stabilizing because your arm is slightly bent, then you're doing it right. And the fourth and final form cue I want to mention for wide push-ups is that when you're in the bottom position, so you're closest to the floor in the wide push-up, you should feel muscles of your upper back being engaged. All right, this is your rhomboids, your upper traps, your external rotators. Those upper back muscles are helping stabilize the shoulder girdle at the bottom position, keeping the humeral head correctly in the shoulder socket. So make sure you feel that. And if you don't, you want to work on this. Maybe start with kneeling wide push-ups so that you can feel that proper engagement throughout the entire movement. Okay, so really quick, let me just walk you through how you would do wide grip push-ups. So start off kneeling on the floor. Place your hands as wide as you can on the floor with fingers pointing to the sides. And then when you come up on your toes, make sure you feel your shoulder blades protract, meaning they move apart, while keeping your fingers pointing out to the sides. Start bending at the elbow, lowering down to the floor. Make sure when you reach the bottom position, you feel that muscles of your upper back are engaged, and then press up to the starting position. As you do a full set of these wide push-ups, if you feel a burn in the outer pecs, then you're doing it right. Also, you'll probably feel stabilization coming from the biceps and, like I mentioned, the upper back muscles. Now, for those of you wondering about archer push-ups and how they compare to wide grip push-ups, it's actually very similar. It's going to be all the same form cues. The difference is with wide push-ups, you lower straight down to the floor and press back up. But with archers, you're lowering your torso down to one side. So your torso's coming in towards one arm and the other arm is just outstretched and providing stabilization. The reason why this is a lot different in terms of the muscle recruitment is that archer push-ups are more like a lead up to one arm push-ups. That inside arm is getting a lot of the load and it's really difficult. Whereas the outstretched arm, like I said, is just stabilizing. So wide grip push-ups are focusing on outer chest. Archer push-ups are really focusing on this inside arm. All right, everybody, I hope that clarified and answered the question of how can you do wide push-ups and flare those elbows out safely. If it did help, please drop a like because that helps me out in return. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned to Minus the Gym. I upload here weekly either fitness content or nutritional content. Either way, my goal is just to help you be fit and healthy at home without needing a gym.